not so fast. Before this nonsense goes any further, I just want everyone to know that I was against it from the start. Isn't that right, dear?
That's right, he was.
Yes. When that pickle came up to me,
It's a cucumber, dear.
Oh, yes, whatever.
I am King Darius. I've had a dream. And now I'm feeling rather frightened, and I wish someone would tell me what it means. Yes, well, that was just dandy. But isn't it time we left the dock?
Oh dear, said the mayor, observing the shoe. A fellow in need, and he's plebeian too. Young man, I have noticed your dire situation, and please rest assured that I share your frustration. But how can I put this? What can I say? Maybe you'll understand better this way.
Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, I understand. Now let's suppose that this is true. You still look rather weepy, but I know what we can do. Just step behind this curtain. It will only take a minute. There's a closet in the corner, and you'll like what I've got in it. You'll find my royal armor there. Don't dally, put it on. Yes, now you'll look much bigger when the battle lines are drawn. One more thing you'll need, I think. Pick up my royal sword. It's a big one and a beauty. The best we could afford. Once you've got it all together, I think you will agree. You're bound to do much better if you try to look like me.
The Lord says to you, Joshua, see, I have delivered Jericho into your hands. March around the city once with all your men. Do this each day for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry trumpets of ram's horns in front of the ark. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times with the priests blowing the trumpets. When you hear them sound a long blast, have all the people give a loud shout, and the walls of the city will collapse, and Jericho will be yours. Well, have fun.
Just a moment. Wait. Stop talking. Excuse me, I have an announcement. Ahem. Because of the high standards we on this show strive to adhere to, and as a result of the disastrous outcome of the previous silly song, management has decided to review compositions from other performers for this segment. Several songs were screened, and we chose one based on the applicant's sense of artistry and all-around propriety. Thank you.
The people have spoken. I'm afraid I have no other choice but to hereby decree that Silly Songs is henceforth reinstated, effective immediately, which is what I suppose henceforth means. But no matter. Go on. Sing with all the silliness you can muster. Let the world know, yea, unto its farthest reaches, including, but not limited to, Moose Lake, that this is not the end of silliness. No, quite the contrary. Silliness has just begun. But try not to be too silly. Please?
Then who's gonna be up here?
I will!
Oh, all right. Couldn't get any worse.
Oh, you're really in for a treat this evening. In the spirit of Christmas is gone by, I've prepared a traditional carol. This selection is entitled Ring Little Bells, or in its original German, Kling Glechen. Oh, yes, Bob! Bob!
What is it, Archibald? We're in the middle of a show.
Oh, yes, exactly! I couldn't help but notice that in King George and the Ducky, you let Jimmy and Jerry put on a show.
Yeah, but it didn't work out very well.
Understandably so, them being them and all. You see, I've noticed that to date, VeggieTales has been somewhat lacking in the taste and culture department.
Your point?
I'd like to do a show. It'll be great. You'll love it.
What was that? It's Archibald. He's come out of his dressing room.
That's it. I cannot stand another minute of this.
Archibald, are you going to be Jonah after all?
Yes, I can't let him do it. Did you hear that speech?
Well, yes.
The only thing he has in common with Jonah is going overboard. You don't want me to go there. You don't know what Nineveh is like. Perhaps you've never been there. Well, of course you haven't. A god like you would never go to a place like Nineveh. For that matter, neither would a prophet like me. Oh.
As I believe we can all see here, the town's reserves are down a good 25% due to the fact that our bank is robbed, on average, every other week. Hey!
Here we go. I am a very model of a modern major general. I've information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the facts historical, from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted, too, with matters mathematical. I understand equations, both the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I am teeming with a lot of news. Let's see.
Dear Flobbits, today is my 12th birthday. 122 years is too short a time to live among such fine folk. I'm twice as tall as half of you, and half as short as twice of you. But I'm growing tired, you see. I'm feeling stretched, like chocolate pudding scraped across too much ham.
Oh, thank goodness you've arrived. We're in desperate need of your services.
Now, him I understand.
This crime is a case of national security. If it's not solved quickly, I fear dire consequences.
Don't worry, my good man. We'll have it solved in a jiffy.
What was stolen? A key.
I'm sorry, I thought you said a key.
I did. La-ta-da-ta-da, when the earth was born, who lit the light in the dark?
God did.
That's right! When the rain came down, who drew the plans for an ark?
God did.
Uh-huh. Precisely. And in case you ever wondered, when old Abe turned 100, who took the reins and gave him diapers to change?
God did.
Exactly! Yes, the Whipcrack Islands. These treacherous waters shelter many a desperate pirate. A skilled captain able to sail this maze will find at its center the Inn of Jolly Joe, a popular pirate haunt. Perhaps we should turn back.
I've got a song!
You're a lifesaver.
The biscuit of Zazamarandabo, it lies atop a mound of snow. High in the hills where the cold winds blow, it's the biscuit of Zazamarandabo. Come on, let's go! The biscuit of Zazamarandabo.
Will be allowed.
And stay out!
Now that sweet is gone.
You fellas really don't understand the concept of personal space.
And Prescott, you and I... Say it.
Lure Cassie out of the church, onto the mass, and over to the theater.
And we do that by...
Making believe we're representatives of America's Got British Judges.
Okay, good.
This is so wrong. Hop to the left.
He does it Hopperina.
He hops to the right.
Trying not to do complainer.
Back to the left.
And do it once again.
Hey, Hopperina. This is actually quite fun. Let's see. I hop to the left. Hoppy Hopperina.
Then hop to the right.
I love the Hopperina. Back to the left. I'll do it once again. Hey, Hopperina. This is quite fun. Can I have my ears back?
Okay, that's enough. Thank you.
This is very pleasant.
This has been the latest dance craze with Jean-Claude and Philippe. Tune in next time to hear Jean-Claude say,
I am embarrassed for you.
And now it's time for an installment in the history of fashion with Archibald, the part of the show where Archibald comes out and shares a lesson in the history of fashion. In the
the olden days, the biggest craze with the folks who lived back then of the bourgeoisie, an accessory for the women and the men. Not pant or shirt, nor blouse or skirt, or anything made from thread, but woven hair from horse or bear situated on the head. Oh, for King Richard to return!
Hey, if he's robbing from the poor, why shouldn't we rob him right back?
You mean pilfer from the crowd? Bob, Mr.
Ow.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
No one told me we were doing a show.
Larry says we're doing a Christmas show.
Wonderful! I've always wanted to do the Gift of the Magi. It's a very inward piece, but I'm sure I'd be brilliant at it.
Nope, not the gift of the Magi. Someone called in an anonymous tip that there were some robots in loincloths fighting over here.
Who called this in? Who? That's Doctor Who to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm needed in the 19th century. Ta-ta.
What are you doing here?
We need to talk to you.
I'm a little busy.
Who are they, Maestro Alistair?
Maestro?
Oh, they're just old people who are rudely interrupting our rehearsal.
Go away.
Look, Al.
I go by Alistair now, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not calling you that.
Alistair, we need you. We're getting the Groovy Brothers back together.
Yo, what?
Who wants a building with their name on it? Who wants a building with their name on it? Your very own claim to fame on it. Your name written very plain on it. Lend a helping hand to every woman, every man, and get a building with your name on it.
Be careful, Bob and Larry. It's a long way down.
How often do you make this trip?
I come up here every day. I just love my dust bunnies.
Whoa.
Oh, no licking, Andy. Get off me, Emily. Oh, silly Lacey. I know you're all excited to see me, but it's time for our weekly head count. As assigned, I have assembled an amazing assortment of culinary delights from across the globe.
What?
I brought the food.
So you think I'm silly?
Well, yes.